You gotta be kidding me. They really called the cops on me. Over an HOA inspection. I didn't think refusing the HOA president entry to my own house was gonna turn into some kind of criminal standoff. But there I was, Sunday morning, sirens wailing down Oak Ridge Drive, neighbors peeking through blinds, and me standing in pajama pants with 2 officers on my porch. Yeah, that happened. I should have been sipping coffee and skimming the sports page, not standing toe-to-toe with Blair Henderson, clipboard queen, master of suburban drama, and our community's self-appointed sheriff for the past 15 years. I knew she was trouble the minute I saw her through the peephole, always showing up dressed like she's heading to a country club board meeting, hair perfect, perfume stronger than fresh paint, eyes locked in like a hawk hunting mice. Knocked twice, loud enough to wake the neighborhood. I cracked the door, left the chain on, and waited for her to get to the point. "Dr. Turner, I need immediate access for a compliance inspection," she said, waving her clipboard like it was a badge. HOA regulations require it. There was no friendly small talk, just accusation dripping from every word. Now, I've been in my share of showdowns. 15 years in the ER will do that to you. But having someone try to storm my house on a Sunday morning because my blinds might not match the HOA's preferred shade of beige, that's a new one, even for me. I stayed calm, did my best ER doctor with a shift-left voice, and laid it out. "Blair, you can inspect the exterior from the sidewalk, but no one's coming inside without a court order. That's not just HOA policy, that's the law." Blair's smile twitched. She was used to steamrolling people, and my pushback just made her madder. She called 911 right there, putting on the show for everyone to hear. Me making threats, refusing entry, endangering the community. She didn't even flinch when the cops showed up. Tried to sell them the whole dangerous resident routine, like I was cooking meth instead of refusing to let her judge my living room furniture. Officer Martinez, a guy I'd seen at the 4th of July picnic, listened, nodding, probably wishing he was anywhere else. I kept my cool, stuck to the facts. HOA can't come in without a warrant, 4th Amendment, federal law. The cop actually backed me up. I watched the color drain from Blair's face like someone just canceled her spa day. Still, she wasn't done, just recalculating. You could tell by the way she hugged that clipboard and glared at my front door. Next thing I know, 3 days later, my yard's trashed, garbage everywhere, beer bottles by the mailbox, like a frat party exploded on my lawn. I'm standing there in scrubs, just home from a double shift, and Blair shows up, camera in hand, snapping pictures like she's documenting a crime scene. There's a guy with her, some twitchy dude in a cheap suit. She introduces him as Inspector Davis from the county. He looks like he'd rather be anywhere else, especially when I tell him I'm calling the real county office to check his credentials. The color drains from his face too. What a surprise. I started recording. "You're trespassing. I'm documenting all of this." Blair didn't blink. "If you have nothing to hide, why not let us check?" she said, voice loud enough for neighbors to hear. Classic guilt trip. By now, folks are watching. Sarah from 2 doors down with her arms folded, Trent the construction guy hovering by the curb. It's not just about me anymore. It's about setting a line in the sand. The inspector finally bails, practically sprinting to his Civic, and Blair's alone, still snapping photos and trying to stare me down. I save the footage to the cloud, just in case, and let her know the cops and the real county office will get a copy. She stomps off, grinding garbage into my lawn with her heel, and I know, deep down, she's not even close to done. A week later, Blair comes back with reinforcements, 2 other women, both carrying notebooks like they're on some suburban SWAT mission. Blair makes another 911 call, ramping up the drama. Suspicious activity, noncompliance, threats. They fan out across my property, checking fences, peeking in windows. I step outside, phone in hand, document everything. Trent walks over, folder in hand. "Dr. Turner, you need to see this," he says, voice low. Inside the folder are photos of Blair pulling the same stunt on the Johnson family last year. Staged garbage, fake inspector, endless calls to the cops. Only difference? The Johnsons were black. The pattern wasn't just harassment, it was targeted. Officer Martinez shows up again, this time with backup. I give them Trent's photos. Same tactics, same harassment, different target. Martinez nods. He's seen this before. Blair starts in on her protecting the community speech, but the cops aren't buying it this time. "Ma'am, false emergency reports are a crime," Martinez says. You can feel the tide shifting. Blair's face turns red, but she doesn't back down. Not even close. After that, things get ugly fast. Blair starts sending emails around the neighborhood, painting me as a threat, claiming I'm endangering everyone, refusing to cooperate. Some neighbors pull away, but others, Sarah, Trent, stand by me, calling out Blair's nonsense. Meanwhile, Trent installs more cameras, and we catch Blair buying gasoline, meeting with helpers in parking lots, plotting her next move. That's when I call in attorney Wilson, civil rights specialist. She's crossing into domestic terrorism. I tell him, racial targeting, planning to stage a crisis. Wilson nods, tells me to keep documenting, that federal charges could be coming. Blair isn't slowing down. One night, security footage catches her pouring gasoline along my fence, setting up a chemical emergency she plans to blame on me. Next morning, she calls in a full-scale hazmat response, fire trucks, ambulances, evacuation of half the block. Blair's crying wolf with Oscar-worthy tears, screaming about toxic chemicals and community safety. But the professionals aren't buying it. Hazmat finds nothing but gasoline, and security footage nails her red-handed. Federal agents move in. Agent Williams presents all the evidence: video, audio, neighbor testimony. Blair cracks in front of the whole neighborhood, her mask slipping as she rants about protecting our way of life. Her words aren't just desperate, they're hateful. She's arrested for domestic terrorism, civil rights violations, conspiracy. Her accomplices go down too. In the weeks that follow, it all unravels. The Johnsons come forward. The neighborhood realizes what's really been going on: Blair's decade-long campaign against families she didn't like, dressed up as protecting community standards. There are apologies, new elections, federal oversight, mandatory civil rights training for all HOA board members. Sarah becomes interim president, promising real transparency and zero tolerance for harassment. Blair gets 3 years in federal prison, plus probation, plus a financial hit so big she'll be paying off damages for the rest of her life. The Johnsons move back. We have a barbecue. Sarah brings apple pie shaped like a flag. Kids run through my yard, where Blair once tried to break in with a gas can. Feels like an exhale after years of holding our breath. I look around. Neighbors laughing, no one looking over their shoulder, everyone a little more aware of what community actually means. My house feels like home again, not just for me, but for all of us. We learned the hard way that the Constitution's not just a piece of paper. It's a shield if you stand behind it. So, if you're still listening, what would you have done in my shoes? Ever tangled with an HOA gone wild? Drop your story or opinion below. I want to hear it. Justice or overreaction? Let's get into it. And if you want to see more real-life tales like this, hit the thanks button. Your support keeps these stories alive.